Hello, everybody. Wine in hand, flowers ready. My 1980s blouse, homage to my mother on. Seriously, salud. It is Thanksgiving Eve. Eso lo dije con acento. Thanksgiving Eve. And we have to celebrate. We have to stay home and celebrate with the same people we've been celebrating for the last 9 months. Es una emoción. This cozy Thanksgiving es una emoción. And so I thought that I should at least have some girl time with my favorite girls, my favorite comadres, so that we can all get through this eve together. Hello, Blanca. Hello, Ezequiel. Hello, Lavelle. Douglas, it's nice to see you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I needed my comadres. We've all had very rough weeks. There's one comadre dealing with an intolerant boy who doesn't feel well. The other one doesn't even know what day it is. We are all in this together. We're going to enjoy ourselves. Hi, Deborah from Virginia. Who ready for Wednesday wine? I like that, Jorge. We ready for Wednesday wine. We are definitely ready for Wednesday wine. And we're going to have it with, as I said, my favorite comadres in the whole wide world, Wendy, Mateo.
Hey!
Yes!
Hey! ¿Qué pasa, mi gente? What's up? Salud, comadre.
Salud.
Oh my
Wait a minute.
gosh.
What are you having, Lolo?
This is leftover remnants of
Okay.
my bestie's husband's birthday.
Yes, our compadre.
My compadre.
Yeah.
They were like pre-made cocktails. Where'd you get them from, Ma?
Galit in Lincoln Park.
Galit.
Beautiful Mediterranean restaurant. Delicious.
Yeah.
They catered the entire thing. They sent us the cocktail bottles of cocktail mix.
Mira, it was the
beautiful
best
wine.
way to do the birthdays now in the quarantine.
Aquí en la cuarentena, you want to get fancy.
La cuarentena.
That is such a good idea.
It was
Yes.
fantastic.
I
felt
cocktails, but I
very
can't make 'em.
privileged,
Right?
but I took it all with a stride.
You
and grace.
felt real 1%. You felt real 1%.
Esto está bien rico.
Está rico. And I told,
What is it? Do we know what it is?
yes, so it's mezcal,
Mhm.
but it has like a Turkish vibe with it. So it has some like cumin flavors, and then it has lime juice and otra cosa, no sé.
Yeah.
Pues,
It does all the right things.
yeah.
I'm very excited about it. And I'm going to tell you something else. I might just, because I bought a ticket today to see Ellie's show.
Oh, you scared me. I thought you were going
I was
somewhere.
like, a ticket to ride. She's like, you know
I
what?
got a ticket
I'm
to
riding
ride.
this wave.
Mira, muchachita.
I
No
got
te
a ticket
ofrezcas.
to ride. No, COVID don't care.
No.
And
COVID
would
don't
get me
care.
no matter where I go. So
COVID
I'm not
don't
going nowhere.
care.
But I am going to be in my chair enjoying Ellie's show on Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Here.
How exciting is that? Good for him.
Here. I see.
What
You know
time
what?
is it at? You guys
7.
And you know
Seven.
what's the
Okay,
best
good one.
thing about doing it this way? Ahora yo no me tengo que sentar in the theater para escuchar a María y Rosa y Teresa.
Y todo lo que piensan del show.
Todo lo que
Todo
piensan.
lo que
I mean,
piensan.
I'm gonna love it and hate
Ellie's
it because I'm
audience
gonna miss it.
Ellie's audiences are honestly,
Oh,
they're doing
wow.
the most. They are
No,
doing
it's an
the
interactive show
most
because
of any audiences ever, forever.
No. Él, ¿cómo se llama? It's a participatory audience because they think they can, they're part of the script.
That's so diplomatic of you.
You know, they
It is.
finish his sentences. They get ahead of his thing.
Eso.
And even if it's the first time they watch it, they're already like finishing the sentence. And poor Ellie sometimes
Right.
is like, why'd you pay then? ¿Pa qué viniste?
No, I think, you know,
Okay.
because he's telling their story. He's telling his story, and by telling his story, he tells their story. You know, that's the cool thing about Ellie's work is that we see
Yeah.
ourselves reflected in the art. And
I
that's a
know.
beautiful place to be, when you can look up in the art and see you, you know.
Yeah,
Now, Ellie's not as gorgeous as I am, but I think, you know, he's pretty close, and I feel like he's reflecting me on stage.
What is going on with you today?
It's the
Ay,
mezcal.
mi madre.
I love it. La tiene es spicy.
Está
Como
algo-
loquita.
Mira, yo lo jodo porque lo extraño.
No, I know. I do miss
know what
Ellie.
I
I
mean?
miss Ellie a lot, and I miss Emmeline
Yeah.
even more. I have to say,
También.
the combination of them,
It's a good combo. It's a good combo. Yeah.
you know, she most
I
certainly
do
made
too.
him better.
Yeah.
I do too. Girls, if you
I'm
guys
starting a
have
watch
seen-
party for the show. Déjame
Oh,
para-
perfect.
So my
If you
Diaz
guys,
can be here commenting. Okay,
no, pero ustedes dos no se callan, güey. Cálmense.
I am quiet. I've been
Cálmense,
very
están como
quiet
están.
this whole
You've
time.
been very quiet.
Mira, I'm going to shut up now.
My cue to tell people that if you see that my girls are looking super hip and cool, is because they are now stars of all the Twitches in the world. They are part of Twitch.
It's not a bad
Oh,
word.
look, they've been twitching for a while. So let me show you. My girls are on this platform called Twitch that my children know about, and all the hip people. They have their own show. ¿A qué hora es? No sé, because they're on constantly.
Yeah.
Like, yo,
You never
all of
know.
a sudden I get an alert. Cángana in the morning. Cángana in the Saturday. Cángana que faltó fulano que I'm on. They're hustling.
Mhm.
Tell me a little bit about the format, because I know you discuss politics. I mean, you discuss everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It is it's funny enough because it's a little bit to Lori and I's roots of where we started when we started creating digital content back in the mid 2000s. We did a show called Pop Political, and it's sort of the combination of all of that. It's our perspective, our point of view on different issues. That's just one of the shows we have, Bochinche in the mornings. But the whole crew, it's a crew of 8 of us that came together in the middle of a pandemic to create a content creation company that gave a platform to real Chicago voices, because we were really tired of the narrative, especially in the civil unrest and this person who is not going to be a president anymore, and what they think of our city. I don't even like to give the names.
No.
The
Yeah.
unmentionable.
You
the
and Stephen
unmentionable.
Colbert, you guys
like
don't
the
say the
flag.
words anymore.
Yeah,
Porque como Beetlejuice.
Eso.
Es como Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
He may
Eso,
show
don't
up.
He might come back in 4 more years.
So
Ni diga su nombre.
so we wanted to just really challenge that narrative that people have of Chicago, and what it is, and it's the bean and it's this, but it's so much more than that. It's all of us artists creating content and doing what we've always done, which is bring some content to audiences and make people laugh and think.
One thing I love, and I think a lot of people can relate, is that women and women artists have an incredible ability to switch gears and make it happen. And I am so proud of you and Lorena, and the way, like, Lorena's office did not look like that like 4 months ago. Lorena had no idea how to do banners, how to do the Zoom,
Nothing.
and now she's an expert. She just told me how to
You
put them in the
too.
frame right now. No, pero espérate.
All of us.
You
All
were
of
like,
us.
no, Anna, change this. And I'm like, how? Press the other button.
Yeah.
Stop doing it.
I got in it with Mikey over the same thing. I'm like, give me better framing.
Give me the frame.
No, y yo que te dije, the one who works on TV goes, Nena, just do this.
Telling her to censor herself. She's like, yeah.
Just give this space. The whole interview.
I'm telling you, it is so fun to see, because I told you I saw it after the hurricane in Puerto Rico. La gente que dice presente, the people who say, wait, don't panic, are artists.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just because the nature of the work, like every new thing we do is a completely new job and experience. And so the act of pivoting and taking something on new and meeting new people and creating new connections and whatever is like a muscle. It's just a muscle, y'all. And actors use it so much more than regular people. But it's something for us to remember when we're kind of reflecting. You
can learn.
You can learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
okay. Yeah. Oh no, Go ahead.
You're talking too much. Wendy, shut up.
I'm taking myself out.
No, dale.
Out of frame. To that point, it's funny because one of my side hustles that was a side hustle that's now one of something that's a point of passion of mine that I get to be paid for too is teaching these diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging trainings. And I was facilitating for a while through another company, but I started to really dig in on that end about 4 or 5 years ago. And it became something that sort of in the past couple of years was really taking some precedent in my own life, and it became just another career path in an interesting way. But to this point of like how it all came together in the middle of a pandemic, like I did that not knowing how it was going to inform me or my art or my growth at all. And then we began writing Identified in the summer. And all of a sudden, all of those things and all of that learning that I did that I didn't expect to do, that all of a sudden I was like, I'm in a master's program of life and nobody knows it. It's just like, I'm doing this. Ended up informing our work so much. That it's threaded through the film, and then we were able to premiere it on Chicago for Real, which became an equitable platform and became a platform for us to practice equity and what that looks like for artists of color.
So that people know, because I know that I promoted that you guys had just, porque como no tenían más nada que hacer, they came out with this Twitch platform. And then they also directed a film of the 1919 summer. That was Wendy and you, Lorena. And then they did their own short film called Identified. And if you get a chance to see this, I was lucky enough to be invited to one of the premieres, because we premiere things more than once. Las premieres, they're called premieres.
Para que todos los latinos lo vean. I can't ask all Latinos to be at the same
place. It's a premiere for everybody at the time. Yeah.
So what I loved about it is that not only was it very honest and funny, but it was also shot the way we are living now. You guys, the Zoom audition and the back and forth of you guys happened in 2 screens. So do we have to produce a film this way? We're going to produce it this way. You guys told me that you were taking direction from people on the phone.
Yeah.
Hey,
you just got to do what you got to do.
We did. Our cinematographer and she was so excited, and her partner, who is a lighting designer and a gaffer and a director himself, was excited. He just put himself in there. He's like, "Can I help?" Because he just wanted to see how we were going to do it. Like, how were we going to get this together, and what was the end product going to look like? And so
nothing is missing from it. Nothing is missing from it. It is well shot, well edited. It makes total sense. And it's now that, today I was talking to comedian Carmen Lynch. She has a podcast, and she has a podcast in Spanish so that she can practice her Spanish. And isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So, she was talking to me about diversity and how am I seeing the diversity now with all the racial conversation and people being more sensitive to it. How am I? And ustedes saben que this week I've been a little prickly.
You have,
No. I don't know what you're talking about, baby. You just had a day.
I've been touchy.
Yo no sé nada de eso.
I've been touchy. And she was trying to be really sweet. About like how, because New York is really diverse and so many languages are spoken and blah, blah. And then Chicago's very diverse. And I went like, no, here's the thing. Because we're not. We are segregated.
Segregated. Yeah.
Right? So when I first started here in Spanish TV, it would drive me crazy because the markets in Miami for Univision, the markets in New York and LA would always be able to find a fluent Spanish speaker at the highest echelons of every service.
Mhm.
And in Chicago, I had to struggle with the secretary of the CEO.
Yeah.
La pobre was like a deer in
La
headlights. And it drove me nuts. And that has changed so slowly in this city that it is very frustrating. And those are the voices that people don't know about Chicago. It is beautiful.
Yeah.
We have gorgeous neighborhoods, but everybody lives away from each other.
Yeah.
And so Carmen was like, really? And I said, oh yeah. And here's the thing, you guys and I have been at every cycle of Latinas are so hot. They're so sought after.
Oh yeah.
But it never sticks. It's
No, it never sticks.
Well, it never came around to our brand.
Exactly,
of
right?
Latina.
It never stuck.
Never came around.
No.
No.
Yeah, it was. No, porque ahora tengo público y el americano wants to chime in.
¿Qué dice el americano? He's got a point of
He
view.
goes, tell me about it. He goes,
Oh, he says, tell me about it.
Tell me about it. So,
Bueno, los judíos son diferentes. Okay.
No, but he's talking about, because he know, you know how many times I told him this is when I'm gonna hit it big.
Right, and then
and then they didn't want someone who wear a turtleneck and had no ass.
Do you not have a rear end? Yo creo que tú sí tienes algo por allá.
I had to work it out.
I
had to work it out.
Well,
real
we all
hard.
have to work it out.
Out and up.
This baby
not
gave me the
everybody has
roundest
to
ass
work
I've
it out.
ever had.
No, I don't have the kind that is appreciated when skinny or fat. I have the one that I have to say, okay, like when you gain weight, people go, oh, your butt looks great. And when you work it out, people go, your butt looks great. I don't have either. I have to work it out to have it.
No, me too. You're not an anomaly. We're all in the, I mean, yo tengo panties with pads to help me, you know, fix it up in the direction that I want when I need it, you know? I have bras that do the same thing.
Exacto. Taina, the movie is called Identified.
We're gonna do another screening probably in the new year for sure. I'm gonna bring it back.
So I like this, Deborah. Mira, nena, where do I sign the petition to be your comadre? Girl, tell her how much it takes to be my comadre.
From Virginia, Deborah.
Oh my gosh, de Virginia.
You're here. You're a comadre if you're here. You're a comadre if you're in the spaces that we're in. It's just about being with like-minded women.
We're so
inclusive that can like tell each other's kids what to do.
So anyway, that's what I was telling Carmen. I was like, hopefully now that there has been a civil rights movement, that there has been consciousness among more people, then I don't have to wait till the next cycle of Latinos being hot, right? If it wasn't Salma, it was Sofia Vergara. See, people we don't look at all like Jennifer Lopez. And the funny thing is that everyone's like, oh my gosh, she's so excited. Do you know how many girls look like Jennifer Lopez in Puerto Rico?
Oh my God.
All of them.
Ay, perdón. I'm sorry. Estoy prickly.
Pero te digo,
we're prickly.
I mean,
we're prickly. I want everybody to know we're prickly. It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Nothing is going as we planned. Nothing is going as we planned. Okay. So we planned only this Wednesday wine. So over here, we're going to say
Wednesday wine has been my thing to watch today. I got kicked out of my living room. My son's gaming only to go to the kitchen and then get the 3rd degree from my Latino boyfriend about watching you. Who is she? How do you know about her? I repeated your name and said, she's on WGN. He finally realized who you were.
Mío.
Oh my gosh.
It's the men.
Lean in with curiosity, not judgment. Jeez.
So I just want to make a point that the men are having a really hard time of this quarantine. They are so very confused and paranoid. Where are you going? What are you doing? What do you need to get?
Like that.
Did you need something? Like up my behind. I don't know what to do. Tengo nene enfermo. Yo no necesito tenerte a ti también. Asking me all the questions. He's like, my husband says, if I don't follow Ana, then I don't know that you're going to be on Wednesday wine today. I'm like, what? Thank God you follow Ana. What is the conversation? What are we talking about? Yo no entiendo.
How many of you out there are spending your Thanksgiving with the same people you've been locked down?
The women regret it. Tell your truth now.
Tell
Go
us.
ahead and tell us.
Bring us all of your things. Tell me.
We can vent for you.
Yeah. Actually, that would be a great improv game. Let's like destroy your guy for you.
Yeah. I need like 5 keywords of how you're feeling right now in the comment section and let us rip for you.
Let us rip.
The 3 of us are married to 3 men that are very similar.
Yeah.
And they're all Americanos.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
They
that's
really
definitely
are.
part of it.
Yeah, if you have that unique situation, for sure we can do it for you.
My Latina girlfriends have the same problem with their Latino husbands. It's a man thing.
Evelyn says
it's a guy thing.
Evelyn says mija, it's a guy thing. Mándamelo. We'll
Ya lo
destroy
sabe,
it.
Evelyn. Ya lo sabe.
I'll tell you the best scene. It's still one of my favorite scenes that Lori and I have ever written. And it came from a place of Lori, like literally coaching me to like, I was like, and it's just that I can't say what I want to say. And she was like, if you got to say what you wanted to say, what would you say? And I was like, no, because it'll emasculate him. And she's like, it's okay. Do it on me. And then she recorded that shit.
Yeah.
And it's one of the best scenes.
You remember Jerry Maguire, Anna?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Jerry Maguire was in the bathroom with Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. He was like, help me, help you. Help me, help you. Help me, help you. That's what I feel like. And then that and A League of Their Own, Tom Hanks, like that.
Yeah.
They're my spirit animals.
We thank God we're bilingual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can vent in a different language to each other and no one's the wiser. Not that they don't know that we're talking about them. They know, but they understand that we need to just have that moment because it's, see, I go to the laundry room and my kids and my husband are calling me, asking me where I'm at.
You can't even leave the room. You can't even take a poop or a pee. I go into the bathroom. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm in the bathroom. Either I'm peeing, I'm pooping, or I'm taking a hair out of my chin. Either way, no me jodas.
That's what I'm doing. Keep it coming,
So keep them coming. We need it. We need it.
This is
so
good.
The problem is that I have to admit I do that to my husband because he's sneaky. Y se me va.
Where does he go?
Oh, to throw out the trash.
Oh,
see, because I know him and he'll leave these kids behind. I'm not raising these kids alone. No. I'm not raising these kids alone. No.
Yeah.
El que lo rapó, que lo pinte. Whoever scratched it has to paint it.
Whoa. That sounded dirty again.
My father always says that. El que lo rapó, que lo pinte. Let me tell you something. Every time he's like, I'm going to go to Starbucks. And then he's gone for an hour. I got the tracker. Where are you? When Amelia was first born, he didn't show up and my hormones were a mess. And I couldn't find him on the cell phone to go pick me up when I was getting a manicure. And I'm like, where are you? You can't die on me.
Listen.
Why do you immediately think I'm dead? Because you would do that to me. You would
die on me? That's how you shame them? Don't you dare die on me.
Don't dare die on me. Because he's 7 years older than me. He's 7 years older than me.
Mine is 11 years older than me.
Está muerto forever. Listen to me. These men, I honestly, and this is between you and I right now and all of your thousands of followers.
That's great.
I think that my husband just got out of the baby stupor. Like
You think he had like postpartum for guys?
I think he had postpartum for 5 years. I think it was.
Listen,
because honestly, como que ahora como que se aclaró.
El problema.
I think that he's like. I don't want to jinx it, but he's doing all right now.
You just jinxed it.
I did.
Entiendo una cosa. Este aquí.
El pobre.
El pobre.
Sí.
He is constantly trying to do his own thing. And I said, we had children 13 years ago.
Your own thing goes out the damn
can't
window.
do your own
Anybody's
thing.
own thing. Yeah.
Your own thing gets sprayed with Febreze and out the window where
Your
no
own
one can
thing
see
is a
you.
damn
Someone-
Disney princess. Get used to it.
Someone puked on your own thing. He goes, it's not funny. He goes,
Out of your
it's
own
not
thing.
funny. But I think it's a man thing. Like they think once they have kids, they still can do their own thing.
No.
Okay, there's no own thing, but they can because the kids don't want to be with them.
Here's what they
Right.
also realized: they didn't really have a thing.
No, they don't
and
have
now
a
they
thing,
wanna
but they
search-
find a thing. They find a thing.
And now they're searching for a
They
thing.
find a thing because they got time because we're doing everything.
Because
Yeah, exactly. And he was so confused. He was so confused when Lula was born and everything that
they're so
happened.
confused.
So confusion.
My husband was
And-
posting on Facebook everything, and then he was getting
He really was. And
he
it
was
was
getting
not-
private messages from the women that were like telling him all the things that he shouldn't be doing with the baby. Don't put the baby in that bassinet. Don't put the baby with the
Yeah, he
pillows.
was
Don't put-
listen,
and then he would come
was
to me and be
listening to
like,
all of these judges.
Samantha from Tulsa said that this thing can kill the baby. I'm like, mira, tú pones una foto más, carajo. Tú pones una foto más en Facebook. Yo voy a partir esta casa en dos, carajo. Aquí no van a encontrar casa ni nadie, ni familia, ni baby, ni nene.
And
Yeah,
she's already had a whole
confused.
ass child before this, okay?
I
Oh
was
my
in
God.
my 40s clear,
no.
and now
You know
look.
what? I do it to give credit to Steve because when we first had Amelia, we gave her every remedy that my mother and my Colombian nanny were ready to give her. And Steve's like, okay.
Yeah, and then they
Anisette,
discontinued all of the Highland products.
and then they discontinued everything. And Steve's like, that's
little-
fine. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. A little whiskey here, a little ginger tea. And the doctor's like, why are the kids drinking juice? Porque sí. My mother would go with me to the pediatrician, and in Spanish would be like, I don't think he's right. He was
Listen, well,
heavy.
I'm with
And my
Ana
mom would say,
Victoria.
el gordito. She would say, el gordito doesn't want you to feed the girl, but have you seen him? El gordito hasn't missed a meal. So why does he want my grandchild to not have 8
When he
ounces at
doesn't.
2 months old?
Oh my God,
Cuando
I
él no
love
se
your
pierde
mother.
ni un taco. Y yo,
And the doctor's like, señora, yo entiendo lo
I
que tú
think
estás diciendo.
mira, Angelica, we run it all. My husband admits I do more, and he's finally starting to do more because this pandemic is no joke.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
They realized
Let me-
it. They
Let me
realized
tell you.
Yes,
Let me
they
tell you.
did.
I want to back her. Mija, do you know men go through menopause? No, they don't.
no.
Esa es confusión. Eso no es menopause.
Esa es la
Es confusión.
que se
Es la
pone
confusión.
más confundido as you get older. It's not anything that
Pero
wasn't
no,
there before.
pero ellos no tienen hot flashes. Dice, no.
No. Are you kidding?
Actually,
We're beasts.
Steve is-
Women are beasts.
Steve is getting colder as I get hotter.
Sí.
Not in looks, right? Porque él sigue guapo. I mean, he's
Ajá.
good looking.
Ajá.
But he, you know how like he's always like now como un viejito in a cardigan, and I'm like, where's the fan? Me ahogo, me sofoco.
I'm always
I'm always hot too.
Matt's thing is to say no. I'm like, is it hot? He goes, no. I'm like, well,
Well, you and I also keep our places like the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico combined.
I do. Yeah.
Like we could have an avocado tree in our house.
I like it cold. I prefer cold, and
You
he's
do,
hot
and you're
all the
from
way.
Miami, and I don't even understand.
Yeah, because everywhere in Miami is air conditioned.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
that's what people didn't understand. They're like, oh, you guys are from Miami. I'm like, no, because I was inside in the summer
Yes.
and it was
And
air
we-
conditioned.
And we wore sweatshirts. Steve never understood why my niece Mariana would always ask for sweaters for Christmas and whatever. He's like, where's she gonna wear this? And I'm like, el cine, the movies,
Yeah.
the doctor.
Right.
Cubrirte.
You gotta have your sweater for the
Yep,
Yeah.
inside.
justify having the sweater, so you have to keep it low.
También.
Exactly.
También.
I just don't want to be cold in my house. Like I want to be in shorts and no shoes on. No, but it's true. I mean, it's true. During the pandemic, my friend Sandra, my other comadre, always says that our husbands are very helpful, but they need direction.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, because they're confundidos.
If you are okay about saying it over and having to do the list and telling them what to do all the time, yeah, they'll do it. Pero tú vas a tener que decir eso cada vez, a cada rato.
But here's
confusion is the genesis. Okay, this is the confusion.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And throughout life, it expands and morphs in different kinds of ways. But the confusion in them is always
it's always there. Yeah, it's like gravity. You know, it exists.
Yeah, and I have and another lesson from Anavi. What would Anavi do?
Yes, what would Anavi do?
She used to tell me, Mija, he helps you out. Take the help as it comes. Don't question it.
That's true.
Don't try to make it the way you want it. Like I've told you guys before, I would travel.
A tough lesson, but I've learned that. Yes.
I would travel for work and I would want to leave all the meals ready and I would want them to eat and go to bed and blah, blah. And I would come home and my daughter, who's a snitch, would be like, we had no vegetables for our entire week.
Right.
Dad yelled at Alex the entire week. And my guilt was like, oh, and then my mom's like, so what? They survived. And he never, like my dad would have never allowed my mother to have a job like I had or put up with someone like me who, oh yeah, we're gonna go cover spring training and I'm leaving for a week and you're stuck with the kids. And Steve was like, yeah, go. When the hurricane in Puerto Rico happened, I didn't want to go because my niece was living here. And Steve's like, go.
I remember.
And he had to go to like 3 parent-teacher conferences, have a teenager here, feed people. But my mom's like, you need to just accept it the way it is.
Do we have to though? I mean, do we have to?
Well, because if you do accept it, here's the thing. What she's saying, I totally get Anavi in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Lolo and I have had this conversation in other forms. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, yeah, it's never going to be the way that it is in our head. It's just like, it's most certainly never going to be that. And if 2020 has taught us anything, it's that, right? So it's never going to be like that. So you have to accept it como when it comes and you just enjoy that moment.
This is bullshit.
And like Matt has decided that like, laundry is his thing. And I'm like, you know what? Sometimes things get ruined, but in the end, I've not had to do laundry for like 2 years.
That's incredible.
I don't know. He's never going to do the bathroom. The bathroom is a situation that he's never going to do. And like, that's why I decided, like, if you're not going to do the bathroom, then I'm like, never taking out the garbage, man. Like, I'm not doing it.
These women are doing a lot. I mean, granted, the garbage thing is nice. I will admit the garbage thing is nice. I don't either.
I actually say it's overflowing, sir.
Pero eso I do deal with.
Steve couldn't believe it. Ave Maria, Wendy. Steve couldn't believe it. I was living single and I would let the trash pile up because my dad would never, my brother had to take the trash out and I would have to make dinner for him if my parents were out. So Steve takes the trash out.
On in the alley.
And then when I take the trash out, I call my father and I say, este americano me tiene mal. Me tiene sacando la basura, papi. I'm taking the trash out because I married this American. And I don't know. Now I have to take the car to the car wash, papi. This is not what I'm used to.
No.
And my dad's like, está bien, nena, but he babysits. He babysits his own
his children.
My dad was pobrecito, not having Matt at all. He's like, yo sé que ese hombre no va a trabajar. Like he just knew, just like work on, you know, like he just knew, like he couldn't tell him, like, busca una you know, like handy. Like to our family, like handy is like the best. The best man you could be is like handy, about how to get around shit. Mm-hmm. And like he already knew Matt was so that because of that I don't think he really liked him. And then finally, like a couple years ago, he came to visit. He was like, me gusta. And I was like, que no teníamos casa, papi. Ahora tenemos casa. Y
casa. That was it. He saw the house and he knocked on the wall. He said, okay, we're staying.
Yeah.
Even my sister, she was like, he really enjoyed Matt. And I'm like, but because we didn't have the house and he didn't have to, you know.
Here's the thing. Lorena was a single mom for a long time, so she knows how to do a lot of things on her
Listen,
I
that
did.
woman does all of the
You
things.
know-
Don't say that's intimidating for
Right.
anyone, including her friends. And so that's why she won't take it, because she's like,
No.
listen,
I did it by
find what you're
myself.
gonna do right.
You're
Porque
right.
I can
¿Tú sabes
paint.
por qué, Ana?
Listen, Lorena
Porque
can
por
do
aquí
that
los
with-
hombres te dicen,
She
you
can
don't
do it with
have
a
to.
platform shoe and a nail.
I
get
do it
back
with
on-
a shoe and a nail. I want to know the women. Look, let me tell you what we're going to have in common immediately right now. We're going to have in common, the women and I, that when you want to hang a picture in your house,
Oh yes,
you do it now. You do it Amazon
I
today,
remember that
Amazon
story.
Prime. Okay, you get it done. Click done. Do you need a hammer? No. ¿Tienes tu tacón ahí? Agárralo. Put the nail in the wall. Is it straight? Fix it. Meh? They have to bring out the measuring tape. Tiene que
Yeah, al ojo por ciento, al ojo por ciento,
Oh,
al
100%.
ojo.
100%.
No one needs a balance.
No.
No one needs a balance.
It takes 2 weeks for them to find all the tools and all the things to get down. Forget it. In that time, maybe I've made 3 holes in the wall, but no one's going to see it because they're behind the picture.
it's covered by the picture.
Yeah.
We'll cock it later.
Eso. And I know how to cock things because I YouTube.
I can't say that word. I can't say that word. Don't make me say that word. Don't make me say that word.
I
Because-
complain. Look, we complain because you need to this out
Yeah.
loud.
Any other women need us to debate your husband?
Let's see. Let me
us know.
see. Actually, Angelica, she married one of ours.
They do make a freaking project for everything. Just do it, yeah. Oh my God, that's how I am. Just
He
do it,
always
yeah.
laughs because, with all this digital stuff, I said, I just need like a light and a camera. And he's like, well, I've been thinking about getting a camera. Maybe you're going to need a microphone, and then maybe you're going to need a 3. And I'm like, mira, just give me this and I'll do this.
Right.
No lo complique. No,
No lo
wish.
complique, no lo
No lo
complique.
complique.
But
Everything
everything
is a
is
freaking project.
granted, we do things like we shoot from the hip, and sometimes that's not good because we end up having to do it twice.
Sometimes.
Like what, honey?
Rarely.
But you learn better.
Always.
Like I bought a
rarely.
microphone that was not the one he approved, and it was a
Uh-huh.
piece of crap.
Uh-huh. Well,
Interesting.
yeah, I don't know. Anna, when you decide you're gonna do something, you just do go and do it. That is how you do. So Wendy's actually the same exact way. She's like, what do I need? I'm gonna buy 3 different kinds to see if any one of these work.
Yeah.
But
Mira, there's a term in
I don't
Spanish
like
called
them.
mojoneo. Mojoneo, mojonear.
A
Yo
new
mojoneo,
mojonear.
tú mojoneas, él mojonea. Mojon, you know what that means, right? That means lollygagging.
Oh.
Even my husband knows when I go, please don't mojonate. I've turned it into English.
I turned it into English.
Who is mojonating? Where Amelia's super slow. She's constantly mojonating. You know what I mean, right? And so the mojonation, they're constantly mojonating.
Yeah.
Why? Just get to it.
And the other thing
Oh
too
my
is that
God.
this pandemic has us indoors with our husbands, and we thought that our husbands were
God.
quiet. Picture hanging is my trigger, honey. One time he took a ruler to it all. Eso mismo, the ruler. It took him 30 minutes to hang one photo. He took a bathroom break, and my girlfriend and I put it 4 pictures in 15 minutes. Tu ve? I'm
Mira,
telling
he
you.
shot a YouTube video for me the other day, and he had to go to the bathroom for 20 minutes. When he came out of the bathroom, he goes, you shouldn't have hired a union guy. I busted out laughing. And I'm like,
The bathroom needs are insane. Let me start there. And I am the first person to be like, drink less water. And so well, you're always gotta
piece a day.
they're always with the
my
bathroom.
God.
And they're always ¿qué más hacen, coño? Oh, that's what I was gonna say. What I've noticed is all the conversation about everything.
Many.
How
I
many
know.
things do we consider inventory think? We're in constant inventory.
Oh my God.
What's in the refrigerator? Do I need to get more spinach? Do I need to get more milk? The cookies, I have to get more cookies. I got to order the whole food so I don't get corona. All the things that you have to think about. And then they come up to you and they're like, you know what I was thinking?
Mhm.
We should probably do a Christmas tree earlier this year. What do you think? I think it would be really nice to do an earlier Christmas tree. You know, a lot of people are probably going to have the same idea that you, and you're like, the Christmas tree.
Okay.
It's not, estoy aquí para Thanksgiving.
I'm over here trying to freaking figure out what's going to happen.
What do you want to do? I was thinking we should get a Christmas tree. Don't you think we should go get a Christmas tree? Y ya.
Ay, Dios.
Ve a comprar you know what would be amazing? If you left the house and came back with a Christmas tree and never told me anything.
He's from a farm. He can cut it himself.
No,
he's tried that too.
Can you please tell them the story about when you guys
I said they wouldn't believe me, Wendy. They wouldn't believe me. Where was that place called? There's a place that everybody drives like 3 hours, or at least this is what my husband says.
Yeah,
they drive like 3 hours to go get this Christmas tree in the woods.
Went to get a Christmas
Yo no quería ir, Ana. ¿Tú sabes por qué? Because the news said snowstorm.
It was,
and the last thing that I want to do, Latina from Miami wants to get in the freaking car for an hour and a half drive to go sit in a trolley in the forest where you get to cut your own Christmas tree. Okay. Entonces, he was there all gung-ho with the saw, you know, old-timey saw, not even like from Looney Tunes. Rink, 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 okay? I like old-timey saw.
So no electric.
Of course not. No, of course not electric, because we're in 1956.
You were supposed to be in the other end. You were supposed to be in the other end.
Mira, when you walk into this place, and I got sold on it because they said hot chocolate was there. And I was like, okay, hot chocolate, I'll go and we'll figure it out. As you're walking to the trolley to get into the forest to find your freaking tree, there's 100 trees that are pre-cut laying on the floor, calling your name. They're like Little Mermaid, Ursula, where you like go into Ursula's cave and there's all these like withered little fish things that are like don't go in there. That's what that was, those trees on the floor. And I'm still like Ariel trying to go in to find my voice, right? So we go into the thing, we go out in the middle, ya empezó el snowstorm. Yo no tengo ropa para snowstorm. He goes, I'm like, we're sitting there with the snow like, you know, just whipping our faces. He finds the tree, he goes to start cutting it, and guess what happens, Ana? He's never cut the he's never done it before. He's never done it. No me dijo eso. No me explicó que él nunca en su vida lo ha hecho él mismo solo. He just sold me on the journey and the story, like Big Fish, like a movie, right? Ahí él andaba tratando de cortar ese árbol. Oh no, he didn't have the snow boots. He had normal, like, go to work in downtown shoes on top of everything. Okay. Mija, he was like, after 30 minutes of this nonsense, because se va el trolley se va. So ahí está vendida. He's like, maybe we should just get one of the trees from the front. And I grabbed that saw, Anna, and I said, let me tell you something. We are going to cut down a tree and we are going to take the tree home. And I don't care if it ruins this marriage or kills you or me or both. Aquí se va a cortar árbol de Navidad. And I did it, girl. I got on my hands and knees and I cut it.
Suzanne went, look at what Suzanne said about this.
Y también, palcomo, that hot chocolate was watery.
Water, it wasn't milk.
And
it was milk chocolate.
¿Tú sabes qué? That was the thing that really pissed me off, is that the hot chocolate was garbage. Basura.
No, listen,
I could have gone to the Starbucks and the freaking grocery store and gotten the tree there.
I'm the one that has all those mental pictures.
One of my favorite stories.
I'm the one with those mental pictures. No, pero, o sea, honestly, Ana, give us all the information up front. No, don't make me go 3 hours away with a manual saw.
Yeah.
A manual.
From Miami.
A manual saw.
I'm from Miami. I don't know anything about pine trees.
No, es que ni lo pensó. Ni lo pensó. Okay.
I
almost did leave him.
He fell in love with the idea of this tree cutting. You know,
Ahí
what
es
do we
cuando
do?
yo agarro el
That's
teléfono,
my
les
problem.
texto a Ana
That's
and
my
Wendy.
problem. That's my problem. That my biggest frustrations in motherhood is that I have all these mental pictures of how it's going to be to go at 7 a.m. to Christmas around the world at MSI. And my daughter makes a nasty comment and I throw a brush at her. And, you know, I want to go apple picking, but we go too late and it's 80 degrees in Indiana. My mother's hating it. All the manzanas
And
are
you go earlier in
podridas.
the season because you know later in the season it's not gonna be, and then it's 80 degrees in the fall. It's supposed to be that day.
Right,
No,
right.
no.
And then I go to Santa Claus, and Alex freaks out because he doesn't like the sight of Santa Claus. Or we want to go to the Arboretum to see the leaves change. Ese weekend it's gonna rain, so I've stopped. Like today, I was gonna drive them around downtown to see the lights, and then I'm like, Belaval, it's gonna be foggy. The 13-year-old hasn't left the room. No one here is up for your shenanigans.
Mira, nosotros vamos el sábado a ese drive-through Christmas light thing. And you need to make the tickets to go for that.
I'm going to that because that's in the car.
En el carro.
En el carro. Y ahí tú haces tu propio hot chocolate.
Eso mismo.
Y te pones tu propio termo. Okay.
Exactly. That's like the drive-through movie. It's in there. I control the environment. And when they want to leave, I'm already in the car.
Exactly. Oh, Jennifer, no, they had the kids. Lori's teenager. They didn't have the baby, but they had.
I had the teenager.
No, Angie was like
she wasn't a teenager at the time.
Yeah.
She was un pedacito de hueso.
No, and she was 20 pounds. Te garantizo that she was 20 pounds.
She just like flitters in the wind at that age.
Exacto.
She was blowing away.
Covered in snow.
We're leaving this place. Now.
So what do I do? Because my husband, God bless him, he is trying. I can't go to.
I go apple picking at the Jewels. First of all, thank you.
Wait. Jewels.
Who doesn't? Whoever does not.
Anna, keep telling your story, Anna.
Okay. And I need. This is going to be my final. I'm going to run this by you, and we're going to say goodbye because apparently people don't like to see an hour-long things. Pero escucha. El judío maravilloso.
Okay.
My husband is Jewish, and not the Jewish who wanted to have a Christmas tree, like full blown. He never had Christmas envy. He never, it was not his thing. His mother would go to the walnut room and admire everything, but he never had the envy. So when we got married, he said, you can have a Christmas tree, but make it small. Don't call it a Hanukkah bush. I'm all good with that. So we would always, don't call it a Hanukkah bush. Don't
Hanukkah bush. That's so rude.
A bush.
No sean cochinas. Entonces, because of the burning bush of the. Anyway, not that. Okay. Entonces, right. So we have trained our kids that Hanukkah is in Chicago and Christmas is in Puerto Rico. So my mom puts up a beautiful big tree. And if Hanukkah ends up being in Puerto Rico, my parents have the menorah and all that stuff. But this is the first time in 20 years where we're not going to Puerto Rico for La Crisma.
Right.
And he is so thoughtful, that man, so thoughtful that he said, would you like to get a real tree? What we have is like a 4-foot fake tree that's pre-lit and whatever. And I am in love. I'm like, oh, honey, that's so sweet of you. The kids are going to love it, blah, blah, blah. I tell these two ingratos. And the 13-year-old goes, I don't want the house to burn down.
Is that her worry?
That's going to catch on fire. What do you think her worry is going to be? Have you met her? Have you met her? Do you not think that she has watched every video from Consumer Reports that tells you and the pipe fitters of Illinois on how the tree will light on fire if you don't water it?
Wow.
So she goes there.
So you guys are going to be there all the time, so it'll be
That's
watered.
what she said.
And also, water humidifier by it. That's what I've learned.
And then my son, I said, oh, we'll get it, but you know what? I said, Alex, you're going to have to help me with the lights because it doesn't come pre-lit. No. Well, then our tree's fine.
He didn't. He was like, I will not do any other work. So Merry Christmas to you, Mom, but I'm not doing no more work.
I cannot consider putting more on my plate.
How old is he again?
7 going on 80.
7. He's going on 8, and he has already hit the top of his responsibility list. Ya no puede más. Ya no puede más.
They are something. So have you've been doing around the town from home now again?
And
Or
no
no?
one's happy about it. No one is happy about it.
Ideal, because I was worried about you at that time.
Well, swearing
I
Mary,
put you back on my worry list.
we don't have a prayer list.
Lo tengo aquí, entonces en mi altar yo me siento y beso por
Dios
todo.
cuida a Ana, por favor, que tiene que salir afuera a hablar con la gente.
So swearing Mary was the one who sounded the alarm and said, y'all, we need to stop this because we are surrounded by people. I thought we should hunker down because I didn't want to promote going places. Right.
Yeah.
That was the wrong message.
Yeah, right.
Mary was like, we end up at a place with like we're a total of 7 people, 6 people.
Right.
And, it's just crazy.
Right.
So that's why I'm home and no one's happy because now the el Wi-Fi está flojo. I have to tell them to turn off the Wi-Fi every time I'm going to go on the air, el Wi-Fi. And so no one's happy.
Okay.
Well, okay.
And they wonder why we lose our, bananas once a month. Like,
well,
I threaten lives in my house at least once a week.
Oh, no, I told my son the other day if he didn't drink the chocolate milk from Dunkin' Donuts, I was going to pour it all over him.
Yeah.
And he said, what? And he laughing. He goes, Mama, why are you always so mean?
Because you make me crazy. Do you tell them? You make me crazy.
Because you don't drink or eat anything.
You're like, can you eat the chocolate before I pour it all over you?
Like,
can you imagine that I have to force a child to eat chocolate?
I'm going to send this chocolate. ¿Tú sabes a dónde? A Perú, donde la gente necesita chocolate. Sufriendo.
There you go. So, wish us luck because we have 5 days of indoor hockey, indoor soccer. I don't know how Steve is going to survive. And now he has to cook a turkey with the legs detached.
Listen,
what? Why?
We decided to decolonize our Thanksgiving, and we are not cooking turkey. I'm doing it.
What are you going to make? Pernil, nice.
Y empanadas.
Y empanadas.
Nice. Oh, because you guys made empanadas already, and now perfecta.
No.
Let me tell you, can I share this with you, Ana?
Yeah.
We thought we got very excited that we were going to make things. Women were like, we're going to make it.
We're going to make so many things.
Y tú sabes qué pasó? Life.
Hold on.
Yeah. Entonces, yesterday, I was looking up on Pinterest ways to make apple pie from scratch, like I'm Martha Stewart in 1998. And the truth is that this morning I was like, ¿pa qué? Yo voy a salir a comprar apple pie in the duels, and we'll get vanilla ice cream, and no one's going to care about nothing.
I'm going to tell you something. My daughter wants to make these mini apple pies, and I'm like, you're on your own. Number 2, I had a craving for tortilla española. I text Michael Kendall, hoping that he just says, go to this place. You know what he told me? He leaves me a message about how great it would be if I make it with the kids, how easy it is.
Yeah. Listen, he's got like the super, like the McDonald's supersized version kitchen now.
And then he's like, make it.
Well, I don't have Mikey Jr. in my house to make me all the things.
Exactly, to make me amazing things, please.
Y encima, Mikey texts me that I don't know how to I don't know how to host anything because I don't have food. He tells me at least once every 6 months.
That is not true, though.
He shames me.
You always are.
Every time I go to your houses, you guys feed me and give me coffee.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm going to tell you something. Well, you guys always have food, which is not even necessary.
Pero como que no tengo la comida que él quiere. Yo no tengo flan, yo no tengo esto.
One time he came over and we were on the lighter.
No, we went over to his house, remember? We went over to his house and we didn't bring food. And then he had to pull out from the refrigerator and he never forgot.
That's what it was.
You know what?
It's highly overrated. Drop it in some nice little plates. Serve the people. No one's the wiser.
No.
I don't need to be a hero.
I don't.
Right?
need to
What I'm
survive.
happy about this pernil is that you just put it in the oven and it cooks. Just put it low and it's just going to cook there. And then when it's done, we'll eat it.
And the good thing is that it's so cold out, you won't get any moscas.
Is
Like,
that
I
a
get all the
brisket? Is that the Latino brisket?
no.
No.
So what is brisket?
What is brisket?
Steve, is brisket pork or beef? Beef, right?
We want to get to the bottom of this now.
Brisket.
Brisket, beef. Brisket is beef.
Beef.
No, pero see if you have a Jewish guy at
what's
home,
the method
you
of
ask.
cooking?
Right.
What makes it a brisket?
Do you slow cook it?
Confundido. I don't actually pay attention when they made it.
You cook it in the oven slow, like you said, in low
Eso.
temperature, in low heat. It's their version of pernil, except it's beef.
So it is. It is.
It is.
It's slow and low.
Slow and low.
Slow and low, mommy.
And one glass has finally gotten to me.
It's beef.
Beef.
Okay, it's beef.
It's the same concept.
Pero
as the
listen,
same-
I'm doing
It's
pork
better than
tomorrow,
turkey.
and I actually think here's my theory behind the original Thanksgiving,
Uh-huh.
because there was wild boar all over this place. Okay, and the indigenous folks were eating that, and they saw these Americanos, and they were like, these people don't have any food, and
They
I
were
feel bad.
European. They were European.
They were European at the time. These pilgrims, pobrecito, in those black clothes. They must have looked so weird to
I know.
them, right?
It's like
They must
going
have
to
just been like,
Florida
what
with
is-
a fur coat.
What is
That's why.
Ah,
That's
sí,
why.
era-
That's why in Puerto Rico we drowned them to see a ver si se morían.
With good reason. Los Americanos. You guys drowned the
Oh,
Americano.
what happened to it? So I
Oh,
think what
the
happened was that they saw them and they were like, Mira, we're not gonna spend like our really good meat on
No.
these people.
Let's give
Good
them
point.
words.
Just give them the pavo.
That they're a dime a dozen.
We'll go over there. We'll bring, you know what?
That's like taking the hit me down wine. Yeah. Tú sabes que agarra el vino que trajo a Lupe, que ese vino es dessert wine de no sé dónde.
I don't know
Take
what
it over to the Americano.
Exacto.
So they went over there.
brought this thing. Yeah.
Atahualpa. And then they
Atahualpa
went
brought
over
this.
there. And it's so
Dances with Wolves brought that, and we're all good. Don't spend too much money on these people. It's not worth it.
You know what? It's not like they're going to kill us.
It's not like you're gonna.
Yeah, really. It's not like they're going to take our land.
I mean, what are they going to do? Get so
We're
mad
gonna take
they
our land.
annihilate our entire existence? Get out of here. This is grandma with the worries. Just go back to sewing.
Please, don't worry.
Cálmate. And here we are. We tried. We wanted to build bridges, and they killed everybody.
Wow.
No, pero mira, don't get too excited. We
That's
only
the
drowned
history.
that one guy, and then we realized they could all die, and then they killed us with their guns.
Oh,
So it was.
okay.
I'm not saying that we like drowned 100.
Yeah.
We drowned one
You
guy,
should've.
and then we went.
One of them.
Anda.
Regrets.
They died.
Hashtag.
They were not. Hashtag regret.
There it is, folks. You wanted a Thanksgiving special? You got a Thanksgiving.
There's that history, that bochinchera history. And that's how Thanksgiving was made.
I want to give you the cheap meat.
You get the cheap meat.
Joe
Joe Burrow,
fly.
the whole damn shit on the cheap meat. Joke.
I love you. I'm thankful for you. I'm so happy we did this.
Me too.
I am going to, if you're watching on YouTube, just leave us a message. Go watch my girls on the Twitch. You need to download the app and go see them on the Twitch. They are awesome. Everyone there is really, really good. Smart, funny, contemporary conversations. And we will see you next week. Girls, don't go away. I want to keep chatting.
Okay.
And we will see you next week, everybody.
Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Happy
everyone.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Very thankful for all of you.